Hi there everyone, I'm Éamonn Cagney. I'm a drummer, musician, and I like telling stories. In this video, you're going to hear the story of young Conal of Howth, and you'll also see and hear the music I've made to go along with the story. Hi everyone, today I'm going to tell you a story called Young Conal of Howth. But I'm not just going to tell you the story, I'm also going to be making music and playing the music to go along with the story. And I'm going to tell you about the instruments I'm playing, and sometimes you'll be able to join in even if you're just playing on your lap or you're playing on a cushion or playing on something. You can see if you can join in. So this story, Young Conal of Howth, is 500 years old. And it was told by traditional storytellers in Ireland since then till now. And Howth, of course, if you know where that is, it's on the north side of Dublin Bay, and you can see it from places like Dún Laoghaire or Killiney or Dalkey or anywhere in Dún Laoghaire, Rathdown. So, are you ready? Let's start. Young Conal of Howth. Conal was the king of Howth a long time ago. His father had left him the kingship when his father and his two brothers went over the seas far away to fight a great battle for a long time, and they left Conal in charge. So he became King Conal of Howth. He was a good king and he was wise and all of that. And one day he decided he wanted to get married. So he went to his counsellor, or his wise man, and he said, "Wise man, who is the most beautiful woman in Ireland?" And the wise man said, "That's easy to say. It's Ethna, the daughter of the King of Ulster." Conal said, "Say no more." And he went straight out the door, out to the stable, got his horse, hopped on, and went out the gate of the castle, riding his way to Ulster. So now you can hear some music in the background. This is my music that reminds me of Conal. It's called Conal's theme, the theme of the hero. So Conal's the hero of this story. And it's music and mainly drumming that I imagine when I think of Conal. So I'm going to explain some more about what's going on, so have a watch, and if you like, you can join in. So this kind of drumming is made of rhythm parts, different parts on different drums and instruments that go together. So I'm going to show you them one by one now. First of all, the Djembe. And the next one is the bass drum, called the Dún. And now the next one is the shaker. And now the next one, the congas. After the congas, we have the bell. And coming up, all of them together on the screen at the same time. See if you can recognize each one. And now I'm going to add some keyboards. And this is my music for Conal, the hero. This is music I imagine as he's heading off on his horse over the hills and through wild places to get to Ulster. I hope you enjoyed that. That's just some of the drumming and some of the music for this story. So Conal rode his horse from Howth all the way to Ulster, and he found the castle of the king there. He kind of snooped around and had a look around, and he found out that Eithne, the daughter of the king, was being kept in a room on the top of the highest tower of the castle. She was in there with 12 serving maids. Conal located this room and he climbed up the tower, all the way up, and jumped in the window. Then he hung out with Eithne. For 3 days and 3 nights, they got to know each other, lots of really cool chats, and at the end, they decided they were going to get married. The only problem was, Eithne said, "The king will never let me marry you. We have to run away together." And the next morning, before dawn, they jumped on their horses and rode off in darkness. However, they were a bit out the road when Conal felt a bit bad about it, and he had a pang of conscience, and he said to Eithne, "We have to go back, and I have to win you fair and square. I have to fight for you." And in those days, if you wanted to win the daughter of the king, you had to fight the champions of the castle, and sometimes even the king himself. And that's exactly what he had to do. He had to battle the 3 champions of the castle and eventually the king. So now, I'm going to show you some drumming. It's going to go by fast, but there's going to be 5 different drums. One is going to be Conal. Then 3 other drums are going to be the 3 champions of the castle. And finally, there's going to be 1 drum, which is going to be the king. And I've made up some different drumming pieces for each champion, for Conal, and for the king. And I'll explain to you what's going on. The first drum is Conal. This is the first champion. Second champion. Third champion. Here's the king. Here's the first champion. Now Conal fights back and defeats him. Next champion coming up. But Conal's gonna get him. Defeats him. Here comes number 3. Together. Conal defeated him. So Conal beat the 3 champions and he beat the king, and the king was on the ground. He said, okay, you win, Conal. You can marry my daughter. And a big cheer went up, because there was lots of people watching. And they had a great wedding feast there in the castle for 7 days and 7 nights. A big party. And at the end of that, everyone went home, and it was time for Conal and Eithne to head back to Howth. So they rode along the road on their horses, and they weren't very far from Howth, but suddenly Conal started to feel really tired. I said, Eithne, I have to lie down. Eithne said, no, don't. You're going to fall into the warrior's sleep for 7 days and 7 nights. And if you do, when you wake up, I'll be gone. But already Conal was lying on the ground, falling fast asleep. No sooner had he fallen asleep than suddenly, out of the sea, a huge giant came walking. It was Mac of Moor, a giant from the eastern world, and he had come looking for the most beautiful woman in Ireland, and guess what? He found her. It was Eithne. He picked her up, and just as he was about to head off back through the sea to the eastern world, Eithne made him do one thing. He had to write on the ground what his address was, who he was and where he came from. And then he walked off and disappeared over the horizon to the eastern world with Eithne. Then, after 7 days and 7 nights, Conal woke up. He was like, "What happened? Where is she?" And he saw this writing on the ground. He looked around and 2 shepherds came over and they told him everything that had happened because they saw it all. He wasted no time. He went down to the sea, he got a boat, and young Conall of Howth went on his quest to the eastern world to rescue Eithne from Machav Mór, the giant. This is one of my favourite instruments. It's called a hand pan. It is a very beautiful sound. Sometimes it reminds me of the sea. And it reminded me of Conal heading over the waves with dolphins, whales, seals, and all kinds of fish swimming around his boat. Through hot weather and cold weather and wild weather and calm weather, passing islands and strange lands. So finally, Conal set foot on the shores of the eastern world and went looking for Machav Mór's castle. He went up over hills, down through valleys, across rivers, through forests, and eventually he found the castle. When he got there, Machav Mór wasn't even there, but Eithne was. She came down and said, "Oh, thank you for rescuing me, but watch out. Machav Mór is on his way back." No sooner had she said it than there he was. "Hey, who are you? You're stealing my wife." And Conal said, "No, you stole my wife. I've come from Ireland to take her back." There was no time for any more talk though, because Machav Mór came running at Conal, and then they had a huge battle. So now, here's a drumming piece of the battle of Conal and the giant. I'm going to show you some of the instruments I've used to make this percussion music. And there's 2 drums, a Djembe for Conal, and then 2 bass drums, which is for Machav Mór the giant. So see what you think. Here comes the main rhythm. These are the claves. Next part is the shaker. Yes, here's the cowbell. 3 parts now. My conga drums. And now the high conga. That's 5 parts. Here is the djembe. And now the battle is going to start. Get ready. And now the giant starts to get tired. Conal had defeated Mark of Moor, and him and Ethna went back to his boat, and there were some friends there too, and they all headed back over the seas. They passed the same islands, went through hot weather, cold weather, rough weather, calm weather, whales, seals, dolphins, flying fish, squid, octopi, and stuff like that. And eventually they made it back over the waves to Howth, and they all lived happily ever after. And I believe they are living there still. Well, boys and girls, thank you for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed the story and the music, and don't forget to check out some of the other Cruinniú videos. There's loads of cool stuff. Videos you can just watch and enjoy, or videos you can interact with and take part in, videos you can learn stuff from, loads of cool stuff. But for now, thank you all very much. Gur míle maith agah. I'm Éamonn Cagney. See you again.